We talking about my foster kids. Oh, I'm sorry. Welcome to Pro Se Legal School. We hanging out in the people's ring right now today, and we're gonna be here for a few. I like the people's ring or her. Yeah. So we about to get down today. So I'm Coach. Well, y'all know who my ass is. I'm a little fired up today. And, I want to share the situation with y'all. So, you guys know that my foster kid's ex, Kristen Hayes, we changed her name back to Hayes, okay, when she cheated. When she cheated on my foster kid in the marriage, that canceled out their fake ass marriage contract that they didn't need to have that the state sold them. So the state could be able to force their ass in a divorce proceedings and do all that shit. Oh. But we ain't having none of that. And, every state has a marriage dissolution well, the ones that I've checked, in their way down near the bottom. And Joshua Matthews, the divorce attorney, yeah, they offer that on their website way down at the bottom. Now, why is it that the marriage dissolution is not at the top? Why? So here's the thing. What my foster kid did to dissolve his marriage was the same thing that they're going to do in the end when you get done taking all your money, forcing you to split up your family, doing all of that. And then they're just going to put it on the public record. That's all they do to make it legal. Put it on the public record, costs $10. Well, it used to cost $6. Oh, yeah. So he decided to invest in my marriage dissolution document, which we don't use anymore. That whole thing got turned into a $600 lawsuit package to crush the divorce process. Now I know people tell me, Coach, well, I need the dissolution. No, you don't. I mean, you can make one yourself. You can use their form if you think you need to file it in their shit, because that's what you're telling me. You're telling me that you need to file it in their conventional. You need to do their conventional, even after you just got done crushing the. Okay, so I'm not gonna get fired up over this. Just stay focused, Coach. When you crush their entire divorce process and you sue the state and the players, and we sue the Supreme Court now too, just do a supplemental pleading and add the Supreme Court, because the local rules that they use to screw you over with come from the Supreme Court. So you sue them, and, in the beginning, we just filed a counterclaim in their shit. But our counterclaim wasn't the normal kind of stuff, because we like to crush the litigation situation or whatever, because, there should be no arguing. Okay? That's the way I put my shit together. There ain't no arguing. If there's arguing, somebody over there with their mouth is running is full of shit. So I'm just going to throw that on the table right now. Okay? But, don't get it twisted. Okay? This didn't happen overnight. The divorce attorney, Joshua Matthews from the Matthews Group, and he got some criminal records too. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, he dismissed the case. Well, what it says is, now comes Joshua T. Matthews of the Matthews Group, LLC, and moved this court for an order allowing withdrawal as attorney of record for Kristen Coble. No, her name is Kristen Hayes, so that's what we're going to refer to who as. To petitioner in above captioned manner. This matter currently has no hearings on the state court docket. Okay, he just said docket on the court's docket. The matter is on a court. Okay, sorry, I'm just nitpicking. Okay, through this motion, the petitioner is notified. Okay, this is kind of weird. Through this motion, the petitioner is notified that they are personally responsible. They? Responsible for complying with all orders of the court and time limitations established by the rules of civil procedure. Oh, wait, that asshole didn't follow none of these rules or none of why they're gonna make her follow them when he check out. Oh, okay. Including complying with discovery requests and other court orders. I've never seen. Oh, the attorney back out the door like this. Must be a little hot up in her for somebody. Further, counsel has notified petitioner through this motion that any pending trials, hearing, or conferences, deadlines, or other personal responsibilities to comply and or attend any pending trials, hearings, conferences, or deadlines. So I never seen an attorney put in word that the client that they've been stealing from is totally just on their own. And then it says you have 7 days after the service of this motion to file a written objection to the court. Pursuant to the Kansas Supreme Court rules, we have those Kansas Supreme Court rules that we want to follow, right? Oh, failure to file a written objection will result in a motion to withdrawal be granted. And it says all orders entered in the case after withdrawal of a petitioner's attorney shall be sent to the petitioner directly at 715 Michigan Street in Lawrence, Kansas. And her phone number is 785-979-7304. And her address is right there. Mine owes something. Oh, yeah. So, well, number one. They sent me a copy, but they only they did mention a they. I guess that meant us. But y'all asked, no, I'm a butthead. So I'm just going to object. For starters, I'm going to object because he was the one that convinced her to do this shit. She showed him the marriage dissolution document that was already filed on the public record 4 months prior to Mr. Matthews and Miss Judge Stevens deciding that they're going to come in and crush our ass because the judge didn't sign it. Well, we don't need a damn judge to sign it. My foster kid was the judge in the shit. He signed it, okay? And then the other cheating person over there, she can sign if she want to because she canceled out the marriage contract when she cheated. That's how that shit works, okay? That's how that shit works. You cheat after you agree not to, okay. When you cheat, when you change the contract, the original one is that. That's how that works. That is how that works. Or that's how it works in my head. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know, okay, they treated our ass, okay, the same way they treat you guys. Okay? They stalled. This is all of the shit that we've been filing in their state case, I don't know, for over a year. I don't know how, I don't remember exactly how long. Yeah, okay? That's a big-ass notebook binder right there. Okay, so the point of this is the y'all ass need to just chill and go have some fun, okay? Because the way I like to do things, I'm going to beat their ass down until they freaking crawl over there. And then I'm going to still keep beating them while they're crawling over there, just like I'm doing with this asshole right here. I'm going to object to his ass checking out. Okay, why the hell he going to check out and leave her standing by herself? Now, I didn't give a shit about her standing by herself. Y'all don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted up. Okay, I don't give a shit about her standing by herself. We beating her ass too, because she started this shit. She was the one that went down there after she already got her stuff showing that her ass was toast and that the marriage was already dissolved and that nobody needed a marriage license to get married in the first place. Okay, you did it. And yeah, the attorneys lied to her, but I didn't lie to her. So they just stalled off and did all this shit. And so there's a couple of people in the situation right now, and they're having a little trouble. I'm not sure if they're having trouble or if they just haven't traveled long enough on the path. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, in state court, they're just going to ignore. Okay, so what you have to do when they file their stupid shit anyway and move forward, you have to object to it. People are telling me, oh, I'm going to file the demand for sanctions. No. Okay, well, you can do that, and you should have already been doing that or something, because we don't go sit down and wait for them to answer. I think that's kind of a situation that people are getting their ass in, but don't want to tell me. But I've been doing this for a minute. And if all of this stuff is all where it's supposed to be, well, there's only a couple options left, or what the hell. Okay, so they're just going to keep filing shit. They're going to ignore your stuff. They didn't answer to nothing that, well, they couldn't. They couldn't answer to nothing that we filed in state court because we use federal case law and we use federal acts to bring the criminal liability up in their face. And they can't. You can use higher case law in lower court, okay, but you can't respond to anything with statutes and codes. Because statutes and codes are bullshit. They don't have enacting clauses, titles, or bodies. They don't have anything necessary to be considered a valid law. Bam! So you have to object to their shit, and you object to their shit. I mean, it's easy. I object, and then I copy and paste everything out of the goddamn thing that out of the lawsuit in there while you're objecting. I mean, if you can't put it in a couple of paragraphs, which means that you don't understand what the hell you filed in the first freaking place. And that's why they're stepping over your ass, if they're stepping over you. Or they could just be stalling you, like they did us. Now, I call stalling when they ignore all your shit, and then when they have their little fake-ass Zoom hearings, they try to convince you that, we should have a trial tomorrow. That's what they told everybody today. We need to have, we can have a trial in a couple hours, but your foster dad can't. No, why y'all ass don't like me? Y'all know y'all ain't doing nothing to my foster kid unless I'm there or on my way there or, doing something else to empty out that building so no one's going to be able to move forward. No, I've never done that. Okay, but see, here's the thing. If your ass ain't willing to do whatever it takes, you're in the wrong program, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right now. If your ass is not willing to do whatever it takes, then you don't spend your money in my program, okay? Because that's what it's going to come down to at the end. Oh, this conversation between you and me. Are you willing to do whatever it takes? And if I have to ask your ass that, then you're already about to get. I don't have a bench, okay? There ain't no bench. So you have to object to their shit each time they try shit, and then you trump it. Object, then you trump it. You add the judge's property to it, because judge had your ass in an administrative hearing. They don't have no freaking immunity or none of that shit. Trump it, and then you do your, Now, at some point in time, oh yeah, this is my new book that I'm reading. Think Again, Adam Grant. Yeah. It helps you learn how to unthink what you thought. Oh, yeah, and y'all know we ain't having a show, especially up in here, without promoting my best friend's book, Kerry Jackson Neighbors. Kerry Jackson Neighbors, Shattered by Corruption. Yeah, we went through a lot. This is just a tiny ass idea. And this is not my part. Yeah, but that's a bestseller on Amazon. That kind of outlines just a tad bit about why we do what we do. And you can also search on my YouTube channel for my story. And you can see why I do what I do. Am I exact? Okay, so they're gonna stall. They're not gonna respond to none of your stuff or whatever. I'm just telling you that. When they file stuff, you need to object to it and then step up. And you know what you're doing is you're building your evidence that you need to prove that they're doing administrative bullshit to you. Okay, and when you're done playing around, actually, when you get your lawsuit filed in federal court, because you shouldn't. I wouldn't advise playing around as much as I did. Okay, because we in a little different program over here, and they already know my black ass. So I'm just saying. Okay, but when you get your lawsuit filed in federal court, you want to make sure when you're ready to do that you have a certified copy of the entire state docket sheet, and you take that certified copy with you when you go file your federal case. And you ask them to file it as your evidence, as an exhibit of evidence. That's what she asked me. As an exhibit? Yes, an exhibit of evidence, or an evidence exhibit, or an exhibit evidence. That's when you mix. Okay, I didn't say that to her. She was being nice, but like 2 more questions, okay? And then that's where it would have been. I was like, come on, lady. Are you freaking kidding me right now? I know, y'all ass ain't used to seeing what we do here or how we do what we do, all right? But when it's put on the table right there in front of you, I'm thinking any hesitation toward filing it is an attempt to help them, and it ain't gonna set well with me. Okay, so there's another thing too that you guys can do, and I did this to the lawsuit that we filed. Yeah. And okay, so what I did is I already know they're gonna try to help these fools. Well, they're gonna help them. Well, they're gonna Oh, I don't know how to put that one. Okay. I already know they're gonna try and help these fools. So and they do it by having the magistrate judge step in and do a bunch of shitty shit. And the magistrate judge don't have judicial authority. Well, none of them have judicial authority because you're in administrative court. Just follow with me here so I can make the damn point and stop being picky. The magistrate judge does not have judicial authority to be making any decisions in anybody's damn case without signed consent from all the parties. And if they do, they're violation, the judge can, and they're violating all of it. Because the magistrate judge is a lesser judge. And one day I was talking about this, and I think they should be taking out the trash. Okay, so, but I'm not, I would rather them go ahead and do that if they want. They already know my ass down there because I sued them in 2017, and I didn't know how I know now. Okay, but here's the thing. I challenged the federal court judge at the gate. Now that asshole don't read my stuff, and so here and so how you do that? Well, I had a little section in there in the lawsuit, and it was fraudulent concealment was one of other things that were going. That fraudulent concealment thing is pretty badass. Okay, but so here's the thing. I had a little section in the lawsuit that addresses the fact that the legal team done some research on the judge, and it appears that the federal judge that's in the case does not provide a finding of facts and a conclusions of law with the judge's prior rulings. None of them. So yeah, y'all know where I'm going with this. If y'all ass in the freaking ring over here. Okay, so what they're going to try to do is the same bullshit they did on state court. They're going to try and move your ass in an administrative court setting where they can use the rules from the Supreme Court on the federal level. They don't matter, okay? Where they can use those Supreme Court rules, the local rules, to screw you over and throw your shit out. So if the judge does not provide a fact of findings and a conclusions of law, is that a violation of your due process? Is that fraudulent concealment? You know, the legal doctrine that tolls the statute of limitations. Fraudulent concealment. So if the judge doesn't provide a fact of findings and their conclusions of law, the judge is going to be liable for violating your rights. And I'm thinking when they see what you got over her, and they get to where they understand that your goal here is not to rush your ass in their court and let them beat your ass up. Okay, your goal here is to keep their ass right here, at the gate or in the ring. Mm-hmm. I'd rather choose the ring because the gate, it gets a little, okay, so we keep them at the gate. Okay, they can't come on your side of the gate because they got they got shit on their feet, and then you can't go over there because you'll get stuck in what they got on their feet. How did I do? I try to clean that up as best I can. But I like keeping them in the ring. Okay, I like keeping them in the ring because you can take them down on the mat. You can roll around without getting shit on you or whatever, and without getting dirty. How about that? That's what I'll say. And you can just keep punching them in the face, 1, 2, 3 punches at a time until they go sit their happy ass down and tap out. That's how we do it. That's how I like to do it. Now you can knock them out with some of the shit in the premium package and do your kicking after they get on the floor. I don't care. It's up to you. But this is how I like. Oh, Mr. Joshua Matthews, his number one job was to protect the judge, state judge, and their situation, whatever. And he did a really shitty job because he let his head get too damn big, and it was real easy to punch. And he's got like a bunch of criminal records, expensive criminal record deals. And so I don't know. In my head, the only kind of thing like that in most cases would be drinking situations. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But I know that he took some really big plea deals for like $10,000 and 61. I think one was $60,000. His fines that he had to pay. Damn. Huh. Anyway, so he had to go sit his happy ass down and dismiss the case. I'm going to file an objection to it just to be a asshole because that's how I roll. And I just want to have it on the record. I object to every freaking thing they do. And you know, I need to figure out why. I'm objecting to him quitting because I'm an asshole. What the hell? I'm just going to throw it on the table because I can. How's that? Oh, this is so much fun. I'm having so much fun with this. Okay, so you have to object to everything. You can't expect them to go and sit down or whatever because the whole entire state court process is bullshit. So, you get your stuff over there, you get your stuff filed in federal court, and then you serve them people. And then you tell the federal court judge to order their asses to the settlement table. Because if they can't respond to nothing right here on the state shit, they don't have any authority to respond to anything on federal. Okay, so here's the thing. People are losing sight of this, and I did a long time ago. When I dragged their ass in the federal court, I allowed the shit. That was a long time ago, though. Okay, the state court players, the ones you just got done beating their ass down in the people's ring, they can't answer to your federal lawsuit. Bullshit. Okay, so if they could answer to your federal lawsuit, they could have answered to that shit when you shoved it in their face in the state court. You feel me? People don't understand how this works. You invest in my program, the documents that you get that you file in state court have federal case law and federal acts in them. They cannot respond to them. Bam, it's automatic knockout. TKO, done. Well, it's supposed to be. Okay, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. And it is. So there you go with that. That's like screenshot. Yeah, my friend sent me the screenshot so I could see the words. And so that was pretty good. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. So I'm getting the documents on the way. I'm at an undisclosed location, so I don't leave my address where people can mail me stuff because, I got some haters. And now we got the $200 million lawsuit filed in federal court in Topeka. And I'm thinking the parties got served because, yeah, the attorney had to pack his shit. Hey, but his asshole better not go very far away, all right? Because we about to do some other stuff too. And so now we got the $200 million lawsuit filed over here. We got this shit crushed on the state court level. They shut that shit down, and but we kind of grumpy asses right now. So I ain't ready to freaking shake nobody's hand or kiss nobody's ass. Well, I don't do that anyway. So, well, I might shake their hand when they pay me, but I ain't kissing nobody's ass. No, I ain't shaking shit. I don't even want y'all ass to know where I'm at, all right? So y'all just gonna have to put that shit in, I don't know, whatever we decide. Just leave it in the building over there at 1211 Massachusetts, the one that we're suing the judge for. And I already have a friend who wants to put a dance studio in that building for kids. And she asked me what the rent was going to be. Oh, and I said, I don't need to charge any rent because I'm not paying taxes and I ain't making no payment on the building. So, you guys will need to pay whatever it costs to get the yard mowed. You have to split. It's a pretty big building. So I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, and we're also in the process of, I need to get my certified copy of the doc sheet so we can put a Lis Pennis lien against the recorder of deeds office. We got the ass on the hook for $200 million. And I know they ain't got, they take that shit home and do whatever behind it. I know they ain't, so, and I already know what they're going to try to do. Okay. They're going to try to stall. So we're going to file that lien against the county recorder's office and the assets in the office, which are everybody's deeds, property deeds. Yeah. The ones they illegally registered because there's no law that says you need to register your deed in the ass office. So we're gonna put a lien against the building and the county recorder's office assets, and then I'm probably gonna have to sue them because they have to get this in place because they want to try to charge me $17 a page for filing something to secure the property. And I looked that shit up for days. Oh, revise this. Okay, wait. Statutes and codes are bullshit at the gate in the first place. Okay, but I'm not just gonna rest on that. I'm gonna look at the statute and code. I looked at all of the revisions over 17 years. All of them. And you know what? None of them matter because the statute only requires the security payment, the payment to secure the property one time in the original, in the beginning. It didn't require that bullshit that they're trying to charge everybody for securing the property. They just changed that shit because people are figuring out that you could put a last penance lien on your own shit, especially if it's commercial. Oh, or you can do like we do, sue their ass and put the lien on their shit. Oh, ouch. So they want to try and make it complicated and difficult, but that's fine because supplemental pleading. Remember, that's how you change shit up in here. Supplemental pleading. Do the supplemental pleading. Add the recorded, add the supreme, add the whatever, and you can do as many of those as you want to. We don't have no limitations up on her. How we roll. We do not have limitations. If you have limitations, you ain't willing to do whatever it takes. That's all. No, but they're going to be, I don't give a shit. They can be mad. I'm high now, but they can be mad. And they can come for me if they want to. I don't care. I live through fear, and that fear controls my head. And then 14 attorneys later, and 33 months of being shipped all around for mental evaluations and all of this shit. Okay, so, I even went to the federal medical facility for, 9 months, a year or something. I don't know how long they kept sending my. So now there's a whole different level of fear. Oh, and so this is why, you guys fear you're going to get shit thrown out in the yard or whatever. That's y'all's fear. I mean, that's real. And it should motivate you if you don't let it control you. That's the point that I'm making. Oh, and it wasn't until I stopped trusting my damn attorneys totally that I had a chance to get my ass out. I ain't lying. You can go listen to my story. So now we got the $200 million on federal court. We challenged the federal judge already that they're going to try to do the same bullshit that we already suing their ass for, and that there's the legal team said there's going to be liability. So I just want to have that on the record so people can see. Oh, so the goal here is to force them into the settlement because I ain't got time for all this shit on the federal court. It ain't, we ain't gonna do that. We just did this to play and get what we need, and it was well worth it because otherwise we'd be in federal court suing them for their administrative process, but we wouldn't have nothing to throw on the table other than their own words on the thing, which should be enough, but okay, so anyway, we're gonna have a live stream about this tonight too, and I might put that divorce crusher package on sale. It's a regular lawsuit package. You're suing all of them for all of that shit and crushing it. So you don't need to worry. They're not going to come after you again and try to now splitting up your shit and the kids, all that shit ain't that, y'all asses should be able to figure that shit out. Okay, because I'm just saying. And this is why I don't like doing divorce stuff or family shit, because the people with the biggest heads, okay, are the ones that, no offense, okay, are screwing it up for the kids. Okay, that's where I'm at. I care more about the kids. The kids are the ones that take the beating when the parents are punching each other. Did foster care for 17 years, so I know what the hell I'm talking about. So, and that's why I get a little shitty if you get the marriage, the divorce crusher package or whatever, and we're communicating because I don't talk on the phone for that shit, and we're communicating in the coaching group at neighbors_coach on Twitter, and you start telling me all this personal shit about this shit, okay, it's going to be a problem. And so I'm just throwing it on the table because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear none of that shit. The only reason I have these is because I made them for my family. And I'm providing them for other families. That's why. I don't enjoy the marriage dissolution shit, the family stuff. I don't enjoy that. Well, I'm kind of enjoying but I'm kind of working for myself here because my foster kid already told me I could do whatever I want. And I told him, I said, at some point they're going to be really mad. And then he stopped me. He said, Dad, I ain't scared of going to jail. I've been to jail before. They know my address. Okay, so I just played it off because I was thinking, okay, wait, what the fuck? No, but that was number one response. And then I said, dude, don't even worry about it because if your ass is there for this, I'm gonna be there too. I'm going to be there too. And it's not going to be pretty for anybody, but you know what? Like I said at the top of the show, if your ass ain't willing to do whatever it takes, you better get the hell on out of here, right? Because it's going to get a little high in the house. If you ain't willing to do whatever it takes, then you're not going to be where you need to be. And you can't be on my team getting your ass kicked, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So I think I'm going to put that package on sale tonight during the live stream. I don't know. It's a $600 package. Okay, I'm going to put it on sale for $300. 300. All right. The dude's on my shoulder screwing with my head. Okay. All right. $250. I'm going to put it on sale. But it's only going to be during the, well, actually, I'm going to mark it down when I get done editing the video. So when you guys see that we're going to have this live stream tonight too, it'll already be set up to go to sell for $250. I'm going to put it on sale for $250 for today and while I'm doing the stream tonight. Oh, I'm so excited. What the hell? Dude, no. What? I had to tell them $250 low we go. They're acting stupid now. I'm about to slap their ass. These are the People's Ring people sitting on my shoulder telling me, how I need to be getting things done. Sometimes they're helping me and sometimes they're helping me. All right, guys. Thanks for the value of sharing your time. We're going to roll tonight from the People's Ring also.